Remember when I said that if I was doing this trip both ways, I would have brought the Silverado instead of the Cybertruck? Because all of the extra Cybertruck features, the full self-driving and all that, just doesn't work. You got a trailer behind it. Although I don't understand why autopilot doesn't. Tesla fixed that. But this time, I am going both ways. Towing the Volt, weighing in at nearly 5,000 pounds, along with the 2,000 pound trailer. From here, the Orlando area, to Denver, and then I'll be towing this trailer back with a brush hog and a whole bunch of household goods. Neither of which is a big box trailer, so way more aerodynamic. In this configuration, the truck gets about 1.4 miles per kilowatt hour, which is not actually that far off what we see without the trailer in the truck, which is about 1.7 at highway speeds. So this should be interesting to see how it plays out. For the trip back, we're going to have a whole bunch of just randomness on the trailer. So aerodynamically, that should be interesting. We may actually be coming back with the other Cybertruck that has been, the silver one, that has been going back and forth with that other trailer since. So we'll have to see if the two of us can line up on that trip. If we can, that would be very interesting. You do a couple of those legs kind of head to head and see how much energy we actually use. Regardless, come along on the trip with us, and it should be interesting. Always the fun part of trailering. Thankfully, this trailer is very well behaved. Oh, it's not good. Let's not hit the two Model 3s. I think the boys would be very irritated with me if I hit their cars. Or take out the trash cans that I can't see. Look at that. And we're off. Don't think the route planner takes into account the fact that there's a trailer back there, because it still says we get there with 37% at 225 miles, but there is no way that is true with the trailer connected. But maybe I'm wrong, and maybe this actually can tow way further and it knows better than me. I kind of doubt it. Better Route Planner wants us to stop in Gainesville about 150 miles, but I think it's kind of confused about how much energy this truck uses. But we shall have to see. Should be an interesting trip with a whole lot of different chargers than we did with the Cybertruck. Well, Better Route Planner now thinks I'm going to get there with the same amount that the built-in Route Planner believes, although the built-in Route Planner thought I was going to get there with 36% when I left, and Better Route Planner thought I was going to get there with negative 24 and wanted me to stop in Gainesville. The only problem is, because a Better Route Planner is using some funky cloud service, which I'm going to keep harping on until they fix it, the truck's only got 37% right now, and it thinks I've got 42. So, wonder how it's doing that calculation. I guess we'll see. We're 28 minutes, 33 miles. So, I had to do a bit of a funky setup. I didn't want to block the CCS chargers because I think more likely people showing up here are going to want to use them than the NACS at the moment. Although, if I had to, I could move forward and give a little bit of extra space if somebody did show up, but I'm the only one here. So are you using the A to Z CCS to NACS adapter to do the NACS connector to feed up to the truck. On an interesting note, it did plug and charge and charged me through my GM account. So that's new and not something I had seen before. I had expected to have to pull my card out. But we're charging at 365, which is nice. And charge detail. Started at 24, we're already 27. Wow, look at that flat charging curve. Need to decide how long I actually want to stay here because I want to stop at Buc-ee's to get food, and it's only 130 miles away. I don't actually need that much charge. But I'm burning away on the top of the charging curve, so I think I stick around until this charging curve drops off, which I'm not actually sure where that is with this truck, because I've never charged it from this deep forward. I've watched a lot of other people's videos, but it seems to change every single time. So we'll have to pay attention to it and kind of see how it goes. But again, on the plus side, it's a plug and charge. And I just got dinged 10 bucks out of my GM account. So I don't actually even know what rate I'm being charged for it, because it's not showing it on the screen. So, not a bad location. It's in the back of an Ashley's. There's a Walmart right there if I needed to go run to the bathroom, and a Cracker Barrel, and what's over here? Some other restaurant that I can't tell the name of. But as always, really love these Iona chargers. The cover's great, the location's great. It's able to pull straight in and straight back out. So we'll have to see where this lands. And at 39 cents, assuming that's what I'm being charged, it's the same price as the Tesla charger would have been. Both Iona and the Silverado are absolute monsters. Delivered more than the entire battery pack of a standard range Model 3 and over half of the pack of a Cybertruck in 11 minutes. It's just crazy. Time to 80% is only 16 minutes. These things are just immensely fast. I held the charging curve way up above 350 until well past 50%, and now it's starting to drop off. Well past 40%. Okay, off to Buc-ee's. We only charged to 60% because that's where the charging curve started to drop off. And I was planning to go to Buc-ee's anyways to get food. If I hadn't been planning, I probably would have done a deeper charge. But Buc-ee's gets us to a nice spot to maybe be able to skip over all of Atlanta. So that's where we're going to go from here if I can find my way out of this parking lot. The car says we get there at 13%. Turn right, then turn left. A better route planner says we get there at 3%. So I'm guessing we're probably somewhere in between, since neither of them seem to be right most of the time. Did a better job with this one. Looks like we're going to roll in with 8%, which is about where I like to get in. There's a little bit of a safe buffer for rain or a bunch of wind if it happens to come up, but we didn't waste a whole bunch of extra time at the last charger putting in power that we're not going to use at the longer end of the charging curve. So the truck does apparently get mad at you when you cross below 10%.
In half a mile, take exit 144 toward Richard B. Russell Parkway.
Which I guess is the equivalent of the gas light. That must be why it popped up this way. What are these guys trying to do? Nonetheless, I want to charge at the Mercedes chargers here.
Take exit 144.
But I won't do it if there's anyone else on them, because I'll have to block them in kind of a bad way. The last couple of times I've been here, there's been no one on them at all. Otherwise, loop around to the...
In a quarter mile, keep right. Follow signs for Warner Robins.
One of the, I think, 40 Tesla chargers that's in here. Wow, I have never seen
Keep
this
left to
Buc-ee's
continue on
like
Vietnam Veterans Memorial Parkway.
I have been in here a couple of times. You'd be waiting for gas pumps. The guy with a big red truck icing all of the superchargers on one side. Or not all, but a lot of them.
In 400 feet, the destination is on the
I'm the only one that gets to block a whole bunch of superchargers. Rude.
The destination is on the right.
Oh, look at that. Mercedes chargers for the win. Okay, good clicking noises. Oh. Well, we're at the pack voltage. Start charging. That 5 hours remaining was a little scary at the beginning. Come on, ramp up. Nice long cables. And because of that horse trailer, there was no way for me to block a bunch of superchargers, but this leaves a couple of stalls open at the end there. Then you got a couple of people that are charging over here, and if people had to, they could come in front of me. So I think we're in an okay spot. Well, we came right up to 358. And it just ran straight off my charge point account, so I'll take that. Nice and easy. 15 seconds to authorize. No worse than Tesla, other than these cables are huge and unwieldy to work with. So I'm gonna go find some food, because we're gonna be here for a bit, because I gotta do a pretty deep charge. Apparently the truck won't ask for 400. How rude. I wonder if the Cybertruck actually would here, since it can charge at 500, as we've seen. And I'll take 366 all day. At the Buc-ee's, just south of Atlanta. Next stop is Chattanooga. Jumped on the Mercedes chargers, which these things are super fast. It's a charge point interface, so it's quick to authorize since I already have an account. Everything looks good on the hookup. And we are ready to go run through to Chattanooga. I did a super deep charge, mostly because I wanted to eat something. So let's see. We put 197 in, because we were down pretty low when we got in here at $100. DC charging is too expensive. Oop. Was there a second ago. Relatively decent charging curve. We've kind of curved off the bottom, but it's car's taking everything that the charger is giving it everything the car could take. So, okay, time to hop and go. Charging. It says charging. Making clicking noises. What are you doing? Ooh, big fan noises. Okay, let's see. You actually gonna get a good charge rate? Oh, come on. You can do better than 273? It says 350 right there. Come on. Oh. You notice it doesn't say what the car is asking for, because they know it would make me mad. Well, 270 is still way better than I'd be getting at the supercharger, where I'd be capped at 150 something or 160 something. So I'll take it. Now to find a bathroom somewhere, which I probably doesn't exist, because I'm guessing this one is closed. Holding to Electrifies America's ongoing pattern, we've tapered way early. We should be well above 200. The truck's complaining that it's taking longer than it should, so it must be asking for more charge than it can get. This location is a Walmart parking lot. Guessing I would only be able to use this as a pull-through like I am right now at this time of day. Any other time, this would probably be full of cars and parking spaces. I've had to drop the trailer. But I think I'm gonna let it, even at the derated rate, find its way to 50%. Because this is the rate I'm gonna get out of the Tesla supercharger, and Katawa or however you say it, where I'm going to be staying the night. So might as well get a little bit more into it, but I want to go get there and get some sleep so we can get an early start in the morning. Charging at the Hux in Katawa after having slept last night at the Hampton Inn, which has chargers we can't use because of the original version 2s. It's actually not a bad trailer location. You got a little bit of everything charging. From an F-150 to a older Y. Okay, on the road, we're gonna try to hop to the other side of St. Louis in one jump. Should be interesting. We have a couple of easy bailout points I've already planned, and kind of go from here. Oh, can't forget my coffee. Try it a different way. I had to redo plug-in charge. It apparently has forgotten, or at least this site has. So, hey, it's not like I've done it at 15 other EVgo stations. But let's see. Connecting to vehicle. The cable's safe. Go. Come on. I think this is all just made up. This is them turning on the rectifiers, because I can't imagine it's doing anything actually real. Matching the voltage takes 1 second. Oh, truck made the beeping noise. So we have a really high state of charge. I don't expect stellar things charge rate wise, but I'm gonna let it ramp up a second here and make sure it actually goes, because we have run into many sites that we get approximately 2% and then it shuts off again, because these chargers are not reliable. But hey, look at that, 346. Hey, I'll take that. If it'll actually hold that charging curve, then I will actually stay here and skip the next EVgo station I was going to go to. This one's actually a little bit cheaper, and move from here. I love how the cost is currently unavailable, because we don't actually get to know. Doesn't say anything in the app either, so maybe it's free. Doubt it, but hey, I'd take it if it was. Okay, go to the bathroom. So I did a quick stop because I wanted to go to the bathroom. This thing has way too much range. At this Pilot in, I'm gonna say it totally wrong, Mascosh? I'll put the name on the screen. Brand new Pilot, brand new EVgo chargers with their Pilot Flying J's brand on them. Even at 50%, we shot right up to 350. We're probably, after a couple of minutes now, tapered down. Yep, we're down, we're up at 62, so we're 226. Really wish these gave you a graph, but you know, that's fine. So in 13 minutes, we've put in 56 kilowatt hours, 57 kilowatt hours, so the whole Model 3. Great location. Now, I need to figure out where my next hop is, because it was only 90 miles from where, on just the other side of St. Louis from another Pilot, that I had planned to stop at. But now that seems dumb, because if I've already stopped here and I'm already gonna quickly, I'm getting a great charge rate, I'll keep this great charge rate all the way up to 75%. I think I need to find another location. So, I guess I'll hop in the truck and sort that out. So the truck thinks we could make it almost all the way across Missouri, 251 miles, and have 25% of the battery left. Kinda don't agree. That's at 1.4 kilowatt hours per mile is what it's calculating that based on. We've been running with this wind at about 1.2. So I'm doing something stupid and I've charged past 80%, which means I've been sitting here for an extra 18 minutes than I wanted to, waiting for that little counter to say 200 kilowatts in the battery, which will be right about 93% state of charge. The funny thing, and I guess it makes sense, that I hadn't thought about, so focus, 92% here, so 92.8, it rounds up, but then leaves the guessometer somewhere in the midpoint until it gets past the average. So that will actually change to 93 when it's at 92.5. So I guess that makes sense, but when you're sitting here staring at, you know, a battery charge, otherwise known as grass growing, looks like we found it. Oh, there's actually people charging at it. There's a Hummer EV. And, oh, that guy just screwed me. Oh, they both just screwed me. Ah, okay. Guess I'm dropping the trailer. It happens. I'm gonna go block their dumpster. First time I've had to drop it. How annoying. Let's see, 199, come on, we can do better than that. I guess with two of us charging on it, it's probably my cap while we are waiting for them to finish up. So what are they at? Active sessions. They're at 83%, but they're only pulling 122. Ooh, really got the fans ramping up. Come on. There we go. Ah, the whole cabinet wasn't on yet. Take 247 for now. So to our first stop, I've had to drop the trailer, which is pretty annoying, but it is what it is. The trailer is over there, blocking the dumpsters. It's an interesting Iona spot. First one I've seen with other people at it. Including a Hummer EV. Yeah. Nice. Okay, get this charge stop, and we're gonna figure out where we're going next. Wow, already up to 21%. So apparently, these Alpatronic chargers do have to do some level of load balancing, because as soon as the, I think it was an Escalade, left, our charging sped up to almost 300. Fans are screaming away, but at 46%, I would expect our charging curve would starting to fall off. Instead, it went up pretty much exactly after he left. So we must be just carrying on the end of it. Do not expect we will stay anywhere near this rate after we cross about 60%. We'll fall into the 200s, which is still faster than my Cybertruck is. Anywhere near there, yeah, there we go, starting to drop off, I think. But nonetheless, sad. Had I gotten here 10 minutes later, I would have been able to squeeze into where I am now without having to drop the trailer. So it killed my record. Either way, I think our next stop, let me get away from the fans. I I think our next hop from here is Salina, Kansas. So, which is only about 200 miles. It's a pretty easy jump. And we'll be able to maintain 70 miles an hour getting there if I get us up to 80% before we leave. Okay, time to go find a bathroom. And here comes a Mustang. Wow, this is a busy IANA charger. Okay, rolling into Salina. This is another EV Go and a Pilot. I guess there's a Flying J's and a Pilot at the same stop. It's supposed to be pre-merger location. So yeah, did a better job on this one. We're getting in with a 11% it thinks. We had enough power left over that I was able to speed up and run at 70 for a big chunk of the run, which is great because it's windy and nasty out, and the extra speed stabilized the trailer. The Volt is a little bit of a wing.
Take exit 253.
But pretty much any time you show up with extra battery, that means you wasted time at the last stop. And we have still another rest of Kansas and half of Colorado to go before we end up in the Denver area. I could deliver the trailer and the car to where it's going to be living the next couple of days. And then we load the trailer back up and take it back. Possibly caravanning with a Cybertruck, which I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work because the charging profile and the stop profile is entirely different, but we will figure something out. Let's see if we can find this charger. I've been to this Flying J's many times in an RV, but that was pre them putting any of these chargers in because they're really not. This is one of the ones with the canopies. I like that. And it looks like it's a brand new one with canopies. I'm not quite sure it's worth the 50 cents a kilowatt hour they charge, or 56 cents. But you know something? Guaranteed to be able to get in. It's easy.
Then your destination will be on the right.
Don't have to worry about the trailer. And they usually work. Except when they don't. But usually they work. So let's give this a shot. Nice and easy. Squeaky trailer. Okay. Footwork. Do not want a soft probe date. Where am I? It's late and I'm tired. I am in Kansas. I will remember the name of this station shortly. Ooh, voltage is coming up. Truck beeped. It's a good start. Now let's see if we stop at 174 like we did at one of the last ones. We're at 11%. We should go right up to 350. Ooh, there we go. Lots of clicking going on inside. GM just charged me $5. Is this going to be way more than $5? Oh, look at that. 340. Come on. We do 350? No. I'll take 345 all day. 714. I really like these Pilot stops. I wish they had them at all of them. If they did, with the nice covers, the pull-throughs, and not having to worry about getting blocked, because normally they'd be over there with the blue posts instead of under the canopy. But Pilots tend to be separated up nicely. That's why we always use them with the RV. You can always find one within 100, 150 miles, so it tends to work out. Those fans are screaming. I guess they need to when you're putting 345 kilowatts in the batteries. Okay, I'm gonna check everything, and we're gonna let this charge and figure out where the next place we're gonna go is. I think it's Goodland, but I haven't run it yet. I might be wrong. Okay, so we're in Salina. Couldn't remember the name of the town. I must be getting really tired when I got out of the truck. So we're gonna go from here to Wakini, which is only 140 miles. There's an Iona there, which then charging there will allow us to hop all the way to Lyman. But there's not a lot of reason to leave when we're still getting 300 kilowatts. So we're not gonna get much better than that there. And we need about a 50% state of charge to get through to Wakini. Let's see. Your interface sucks. Your system is good, but your interface sucks. Let's see. We've put 66 kilowatt hours in with this wind. And it's got a little chilly. It's about 45 degrees out. We're gonna get about 1.2 miles per kilowatt hour. We came in with 18%. So yeah, we need to load about 120 kilowatt hours to be safe and give us a buffer. It's about a 30-mile-an-hour wind, and there's a huge thunderstorm out there right now. If you look, you can really see the flag moving out there. So, wow, diesel's almost $4 a gallon here. That's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna wait for us to unload a bit more power, and then we'll be off to Wakini. Okay, back at Wakini, which we went to both directions, I think, of the Cybertruck on this trip, which is a great Iona charger. Which if it starts raining again, will be nice that we will be under the cover. And we'll need to sort from there what my next bounce is. I think it's Goodland, but I don't know. I want to look at the map, and I'm too tired to do the math in my head while I'm driving. Might actually spend a half hour and take a quick nap here. We'll have to see. Okay, that's how tired I am. That's exit 128. I need to go to exit 127, which is up here. If I remember, this is the one I have to back into. This is how they set this lawn up. It's been a long day. It is 12:30 here. It's actually 1:30 on the East Coast. We haven't changed time zone. We've changed one time zone, but we're not in the Mountain time zone yet. At least the gates are open. I have twice been stuck at this rest stop waiting for them to open this road because of the snowstorm over the years. Cool location. Can't see it, but there's an F-14 down there. Which is seems kind of random. I'm sure there's some story behind that.
Turn left onto US 283 South, South 1st Street.
Let's see, where are we going?
Turn left.
Really thinks there's somebody next to us. That's not distracting or anything.
In 800 feet, your destination will be on the right.
Oh, good.
In 500 feet, turn
There are
right.
no semis blocking all of the chargers, which has happened to me once. Thankfully, they got left shortly thereafter. But still,
Continue on I-70 Frontage Road West for 1 mile.
Turn left.
have to back down the line of chargers. There's not enough room to turn around in the trailer.
In 400 feet, the destination is on
Take
the
the
left.
next right onto Frontage Road, I-70 Frontage
There you
Road
go.
East, then turn right onto South 1st Street.
Go right there. very confused as to why I didn't just drive over there. Come on, trailer, turn. There we go. Let's not take out the pretty Iona chargers. It's too bad the Volt can't charge off of these. I think it's down 2 miles just sitting on the back of the trailer so far. That would take 4 seconds. Be done before the handshake was complete. Let's back our way down. It is very cold. Wow. So I guess we're not going to have to deal with cooling. So right up to 354. It's a good stop. I'm running to the bathroom here in a minute, and then I'm going to try to warm up. Well, there's a truck full of stuff that'll kill you. Oh yeah, so, wow, that's pretty all nice and lit up. It is super, super windy and super, super cold. Actually had to change because I couldn't stop shivering. Oof. Truck sounds like it's still trying to cool itself down though. That's funny. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, let's see where we're at. Slug CCS. 227. Do we speed back up? Yeah. Super strange charging curve. This is the second time I've seen something like this with this truck. Where it drops off and then climbs back up and then drops off. I wonder if it's the cold? I would have thought it'd been the other way around. Where it being colder out would actually make it a little more efficient because it wouldn't have to work as hard to keep the batteries cool during the charging session, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So we shouldn't derate below 200 until we are above 70%, which we're pretty close to now. I think we need to charge to 75 to get to Flagger, so let me go punch that in and see what happens. As much as I would like to push through 74 miles to the Rivian Invention Hour charger, it's been raining. There's about a 15 knot wind sitting right on my nose, and it's telling me I get there with 9%, which, you know, I'd be totally happy with if I thought that was true, but it keeps ticking down. We were at 11% a couple of minutes ago. So I am going to stop at the Iona charger and just charge for 10 minutes, get a little extra kick, maybe make the judgment call to move my next stop further out, but we will see. But when it's cold, when it's wet, I'm not willing to push it. And I still don't actually have a good idea of how the performance looks below 5% when you have the trailer, because it really does back the power off. There's a lot of buffer below 0, but that's it moving on its own power with its own weight.
Take exit 17.
I just don't think that's worth the risk at 3 a.m. As much as I would really like to find my way to a hotel room.
In 1,000 feet, turn left to Commerce Road.
In a quarter mile, merge onto I-70 West.
Yeah, not at 8 now.
Turn left.
Unfortunately,
In a quarter
this
mile,
Iona
turn right, then turn right.
is kind of tucked away in the back corner. And you have to turn around in a big grassy field if you have a trailer, which should be interesting in the wet, but I'm not worried about it with this truck, which has the all-terrain tires on it. All the way down here to the end. Also, Tesla superchargers right there that I can't use because they're version 2s, and since their version 2s are somewhat pointless. Even here, coming in here with a Tesla, I still come over to the Iona station because it's just so much faster.
In 400 feet, you have arrived.
Wow. Diesel is $1 cheaper here than it was at the Pilot.
You have arrived.
Amazing how that works. God, which one am I going to take? There's so many people here. Okay. I'm going to remember to put my jacket on this time because it was really cold last time. Oh, software update. Okay. So we picked up a little bit of a charge here. While I ran in, went to the bathroom, I figured out what we wanted to do when we grow up. Turns out that it makes far more sense to go all the way through to Lyman and skip the Adventure Network. Lyman's another EVgo site. I don't know the Flying J's ones. The heavy sound. They literally, you have to turn around to this field to get out if you have a trailer. It's ridiculous. So the Adventure Network and the Electrify America site at Flagger is 70 cents a kilowatt hour versus 39 here, and what I thought was very expensive at the EVgo site, which is 52. So it made more sense to put a little bit more charge in here and just go all the way there, because we're going to need a deep charge there to get all the way into Denver, because once we get past there, there really truly is no good place to charge with a trailer once you're in the city. So that's the plan from here. Let me get out of here. Oh, let me turn the defroster on. Wow, the first time on this drive. That's crazy. Well, I am now a mile away from where I am dropping the trailer off, along with the car, before I have to run to other stuff in Denver. Then I will go deal with the car later in the week, and we will then be taking the trailer back with a bunch of other items on it, possibly caravanning with a Cybertruck that will be taking that big brown trailer back. Or I might take the big brown trailer back and have them take this because, well, I can go further with that trailer than they can. I hope you enjoyed the video and the drive. It is now 6:45 a.m. I am completely wiped. I got about an hour's worth of sleep where I way too deeply charged at the Rivian Adventure Network charger, which is one of the most expensive chargers I have ever put this truck on. Otherwise, thanks for watching.